Hello, hello. Deborah Roth here from Spirited Living, back with another wonderful, hopefully, it's fun for me to do, edition of Embodying Our Divine Feminine with our Inner Goddess team. And I invite you, and the one that I'm highlighting today, I don't remember how I came up with her. I don't think she had a festival this time of year. Her energy is not quite, it is a full moon, but it's a Sag. We just passed through the Sagittarius Gemini full moon, which is about expanding our horizons. And I feel like learning about her, frankly, expanded my horizons. So I invite you to step into this space with me, to remember that whenever you're watching this, she will have relevance for you, or maybe you've gone looking for her. And if you please subscribe if you like what you hear, and go check out some of my other fun goddesses that we've played with. Check out my website, spiritedliving.com, for more divinely feminine goodies. And you can learn more about what I mean by the divine feminine and what happens when we are connecting with our inner goddess team by clicking. When you go to YouTube, this will be on YouTube tomorrow. I'm doing a Facebook Live right now. If you click on the eye in the corner, you'll get an overview of what the divine feminine is and why it's so important to us. So the goddess, drum roll, I've said her and I haven't said who she is. And I'm not entirely sure of her pronunciation. It's such a simple name. Is the Egyptian creatrix Mother Goddess MUT, M-U-T. It's not Mut. I did listen to some pronunciation things. I always thought, because I know about Nut, N-U-T, and thought and I think it's somewhere between the long U and the short U. But Mut is fascinating for me for several reasons. Let me tell you a little bit about her. She was a local goddess. She started out being just a kind of an ordinary goddess that a particular area in Egypt worshipped her. And then when she connected with, and I don't know, I have to say, I don't know the Egyptian pantheon the way that I know the Greek and the Romans do. But Amun, who was the king of the gods, when she connected with him in the 11th dynasty, which was around the 21st century BCE, when she connected with him, then she became a national goddess. And she is considered, again, once she became a big deal, the mother of the gods, the world mother, lady of heaven. And while there's some discussion in the mythology whether she actually gave birth to all of these, or whether all these various, if she was the mother, she was definitely an adoptive mother to many gods and goddesses. And she was, just like in the Greek and Roman pantheon, she got replaced and assimilated into all kinds of different other goddesses. And she took on the attributes of some of these other goddesses. And so she was often depicted actually in a bunch of different ways, with a lion's head. Mut, M-U-T, actually means, the hieroglyphic for that also means vulture, which, those of us in the Western hemisphere, I think of vultures as this, awful, yucky bird that swoops down and feasts on carcasses of dead animals and people. But in Egyptian times, they were quite revered because they flew high. They flew high up to the heavens where the gods lived, and they believed that that's where the heavens were. And they're known, like pigeons apparently, to move, to fly in pairs, to always seen in pairs. So whether that is with their partner, or whether it's a mother and child, the idea is that it's a pairing, bonding, protecting, loving energy that the Egyptians associated with vultures. Who knew? Really, it's so expansive. That's a Sagittarius full moon thing. Very expansive to look at it that way. And likewise, her big wings, and here's one representation that I found of her, which shows a lot of different pieces of her. These huge wings, which are thought to be very protective, protecting her young. So that's the mothering aspect of her. She's also wearing two crowns, which represent the fact that she had dominion over all of Egypt, both, what did they call them? Lower and, probably just lower and upper Egypt. She's holding an ankh, which is the Egyptian, I don't know if you can see it, but often is pictured holding an ankh, which is the Egyptian symbol for peace. What else do we see with her? Sometimes she's depicted as a cat, which is like, or a cat, which is like Bast, or a cow, which is Hathor, or a lioness, which is Sekhmet. So she kind of brings together a lot of different Egyptian divinely feminine traits. And where we're looking at her, how we're embracing her today, and how I invite you to call her into your own inner goddess team, is as a place to, as a refuge, as a place that you can go, someone that you can call on, an archetype that you can call on for protection, for nurturing, care, also loyalty, which I thought was interesting. So all of these are attributes, and as we talk about here, so often some of the goddesses that I highlight here you'll resonate with. Some of them you may find, and this is kind of your call to action, is to think about what's a particular, you could do this every day, what is a particular theme that you want to wake up and participate in over the course of the day? Or is there a particular need or quality or emotion that you want to feel? If you need nurturing, Mut is one of your goddesses. If you feel like you need help in nourishing others, and are seeking the energy of protection, she's a wonderful one for that as well. So what I thought I would do, see if there's any other good things about her, because as I said, I wasn't as familiar with her. So what I'd love to share with you is one of my favorite mother chants that obviously is not Egyptian, but I love it. And one of the phrases in it is, I can see you where the ego flies. I'm going to change it to where the vulture flies, because that is actually who Mut represents. It goes like this. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I feel your heartbeat. Mother, I can see you where the vulture flies. Mother, will you take me higher? Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I feel your heartbeat. Mother, I can see you when the vulture flies. Mother, will you take me higher? We'll just do it twice. So that's a little bit of mothering energy for you to embrace. And this, there's a wonderful, I hope it's still around, a wonderful book with beautiful black and white drawings by Donna Wilshire called Maiden Mother in Crone. And she has, as I said, these beautiful drawings in it, but also looks at each one of those three divinely feminine archetypes. If you've come here, you know that I insert a fourth one in there, the Amazon Queen in between Mother and Crone. But that's a story for another day. But I loved what she says and how she captures the energy, this protective, nurturing energy that you can call on, that Mut represents. Mother, woman in the full golden time of life, mature, fertile, nurturing, nourishing, self-empowered woman. She who births the family, builds community, centers the tribe, and is at the heart of the nation. We celebrate her expansive, giving mind, her creative ideas, her mature responsibilities, her full honeyed body. So I invite you to embrace, and we'll certainly do more of that once we hit the solstice and the sun moves into Cancer. Since Cancer is ruled by the moon, it's very much about mothering, nurturing energy. But I invite you we'll get a jump start for that. To remember that when I talk about the mother archetype, or and actually we're going to be doing that at our new moon circle at the end of here live in New York. Yay, if you're in the city, get in touch with me. But the mothering energy is absolutely not just about giving birth to humans. It's about giving birth to ideas and books and businesses, and and as Donna Wilshire says in her invocation, creative ideas, expanding the mind in this very fruitful, fertile way. All of these are metaphors for mothering energy. So don't look over her if you've not given birth to an actual child, because there are so many. And I hear this all the time in my women's circles. There are so many ways to give birth to aspects of yourself, what it is that you feel is important and needs to be birthed, needs to be midwifed into the world. So thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I hope whenever you watch this that you can think of ways that you can call on Mut, M-U-T, from the Egyptian pantheon. And whenever you need protection, whenever you need mothering, whenever you need nurturing support. See you back here next week. Thanks so much. Namaste.